Oh, hello there! Welcome to AUDIOSHELF podcast. This is Jaisal Apon, and I want to share with you that in every telling of the great stories of the hero's journey, the hero must take leave of what has been comfortable and normal for them. We must do this as well when we strike out on a new adventure and awaken from slumber to the task ahead. Have you ever taken yourself out of your comfort zone to test your strengths and weaknesses as a person? Bilbo Baggins did. Our story for today, entitled The Hobbit. This story will tell us to take risks because this is what life is all about. Our main character, who is Bilbo Baggins, realizes that there is more to life and the world than just being an ordinary hobbit living in the Shire.
Well, all good stories deserve embellishment. You'll have a tale or two to tell of your own when you come back.
Can you promise that I will come back?
No, and if you do, you will not be the same.
That's what I thought. Sorry, Gandalf. I can't sign this. You've got the wrong habit.
Yet, Gandalf was able to convince Bilbo to join their journey.
I'm going on an adventure.
Gandalf has offered Bilbo to come along with a group of dwarves who are going to a faraway mountain. The dwarves aim to take back the gold from a dragon named Smaug. However, Bilbo is the comfort of home. That is why he finds the journey uncomfortable. As they travel, they encounter plenty of trouble, but save each other every time to continue their adventurous journey. Along the way, Bilbo lost the direction and finds himself in an underground tunnel. In that tunnel, he finds a ring and meets an evil creature named Gollum. Bilbo asks the path to get outside of the cave, but Gollum wants to eat Bilbo, so they agree to play a game, an old riddle game. If Bilbo wins, then Gollum will show the way out of the cave, but if he loses, he will become Gollum's dinner. Bilbo almost lost the game when he couldn't think of any riddles anymore. Gollum was getting angrier and also tired of the game. It had made him very hungry indeed. He sat down in the dark by Bilbo.
It's got to ask us a question, my precious. Yes, 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 just one more question to guess. Yes, yes.
Later on, Bilbo pinched himself and slapped himself and even felt in his pocket. There he found the ring he had picked up in the passage and forgotten.
What is in my pocket?
Not fair. It isn't fair, my precious. Is it to ask us what it's got in its nasty little pockets?
What I have got in my pocket?
It must give us 3 kisses, my precious. 3 kisses.
Very well. Guess away.
Hanses.
Wrong. Guess again.
Knife.
Wrong. Last guess.
Gollum hissed and spluttered and rocked backwards and forwards, slapped his feet on the floor, wriggled and screamed. But he dared not waste his last guess.
Time's up.
String or nothing.
Both wrong.
Bilbo jumped at once to his feet and held out his sword.
And now, you must show the way out.
Bilbo wins, so Gollum must show the way out. But Gollum is very clever. He doesn't want Bilbo to leave the cave, so he plans to wear the ring to attack Bilbo. But Gollum becomes aggressive, looking for his ring. Gollum accused Bilbo that he stole his ring and put it in his pocket. Bilbo started to run, and when he is about to caught by Gollum, he accidentally wears the ring. He found out that the ring is powerful that anyone who will wear it will be vanished or invisible. So he just escapes with the ring and followed the dwarves that was chasing by the goblin. Bilbo still didn't remove the ring, and he heard Thorin rant about him.
Tell you what happened. Master Baggins saw his chance and he took it. He's thought of nothing but his soft bed and his warm hearth since first he stepped out of his door. We will not be seeing our Hobbit again. He is long gone.
Bilbo showed up and explained himself. While talking, Gandalf noticed that Bilbo is hiding something in his pocket. They successfully made it to get out of Goblin's sight, but now they are chasing by the wolves ruled by Azog. The dwarves, Thorin, Gandalf, and Bilbo run until they have reached the cliff. Gandalf told them to climb up the trees, but Azog was eager to kill the dwarves and getting Thorin's head. The wolves didn't stop until the last standing tree. Gandalf whispered to the butterfly, and then he starts making fire out of the dried pine knots and throw it to the wolves. They are temporarily saved now, but the tree is collapsing. Thorin thinks that he needs to fight now, so he attacked Azog, but he was hardly hit and beaten. Bilbo tried to save Thorin when one of Thorin's servants is about to cut his head. Not long, the butterfly returns with a huge flock of birds. They are now finally saved by the eagles. Thorin hugged Bilbo and expressed how grateful he was saving by the Hobbit. Gandalf said goodbye to his friend but still guided them about the path that they are going through and how stray and dangerous it was. The dwarves, together with Bilbo, finally arrived at the lonely mountain. Bilbo goes into Smaug's cave and was amazed by the tons of gold, and he didn't even notice that under the gold is a dragon who is asleep. Bilbo wears his magical ring when he woken up the dragon. Bilbo noticed that the dragon's chest has a hollow spot. He talks to the dragon while wearing the ring on his finger, which makes him invisible.
There is something about you, something you carry, something made of gold, but far more precious.
When Bilbo was trying to move, the gold started to collapse, so he was easily discovered.
There you are, thief in the shadows. Revenge? Revenge? I will show you revenge.
I did not come to steal from you, O Smaug, the inaccessibly wealthy. I merely wanted to gaze upon your magnificence, to see if you really were as great as the old tales say. I did not believe them.
The dragon tries to kill the dwarves, spitting fire to the mountainside. Not long, the dragon flew to the town and burned it.
I am fire. I am death.
Bard, who is an arrow man and owner of Thrush, who see Bilbo and dwarves on the mountainside, whispered to him about what Bilbo found out, specifically the weakness of the dragon. Bard killed the dragon, putting an arrow to its heart. The dwarves retrieved their stolen gold. Men and elves also went to have the treasure. That is why the different large group fight each other for it. However, a group of goblins and the dwarves comes, which caused the men and elves to have a joint force against the goblins. In that battle, the goblins are defeated, and some of the dwarves that start doing the adventure are killed. Bilbo comes back to his home with a few shares of the dragon's gold and settles back into a calm life in the village of the Hobbit. This audio shelf podcast is written by Taj Sioko, Pamela Olaires, Judith N. Tenya, and Jaisal Apon, based on the story of J.R.R. Tolkien, The Hobbit, produced by Bachelor of Secondary Education 302A, a Head of Strategy, Evangeline Rupisan, and Taj Sioko, Creative Director, and Sound Engineer, Evangeline Rupisan, Voice of Gandalf, J.C. Rigor, Voice of Smog, Raymond Santiago, Voice of Gollum, Evangeline Rupisan, Voice of Bilbo, Brian Avila, Narrator, yours truly. Special thanks to the participation of Bachelor of Secondary Education Major in English 302A, and to you, Miss Navales, who continuously support us and help us to be the best version of ourselves. The Audio Shelf podcast is now signing off.